Hello everybody, today we are going to make some delicious Hungarian tart. I'm not sure where that name Hungarian come from, but yeah, that's the name of the tart that we used to make when I was younger. So we used to make this tart for Christmas. So I want to share a quick easy recipe of our delicious Hungarian tart with you today. So for this tart you are going to need a cup of butter. So as you can see, my butter is nice and soft and smooth. You need to add 4 tablespoons of caster sugar, 4 tablespoons of cooking oil, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence, and you're going to need 2 eggs. So we'll start by adding our caster sugar into the butter, and we just mix that together until it's nice and smooth and soft. So it's always nice to have your, in actual fact this is normal margarine, sorry. So it's always nice to have your margarine nice and soft and smooth, so that when you add your sugar in, it's an easy and quick mix. And so now this is nice and evenly mixed in. Then we are going to add our cooking oil. Next we will add our vanilla essence. Two teaspoons. And we'll add our eggs. Ooh, that one was a tough one. Let's use this instead. Yeah. There you go. And then we mix it all together. Just want to clean my hands. And now we mix it all. Gonna have to get it nice and evenly mixed in. Okay, so I think now I'm just going to give it a bit of a whisk instead, so we can get all these ingredients nice and mixed in. Okay, so now that it's all nice and mixed together, you can see the egg and everything is nice and mixed in. I am going to add in my baking powder. The teaspoon. Turn off the essence. Yeah, so we're going to add our baking powder, because I don't know if I said 2 or 4, but it's actually 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay, so now that everything's nice and fluffy and mixed through, our baking powder is deliciously mixed through the rest of our ingredients, we are going to now add our flour. So with the flour, it also just depends on your cup size, but usually about 3.5 cups. You'll have to check how your dough feels. So based on the texture, I'll let you guys see just now what the texture needs to be like, but it's about 3.5 cups to 4 cups of flour for this mixture. Okay, so now I'm mixing my flour with the rest of my ingredients. So the dough is going to have to be nice and stiff, but also not too stiff, so it needs to be firm but not too stiff. You know, it's just gonna have to be nice, soft, but also not too sticky. So as you can see now, it's a bit too sticky, so we're going to add a little bit more flour. Okay, so now our dough is nice and soft and also not too soft where it's sticky. It's just 100% perfect. So with this mixture we used about 3.5 cups of flour. So once our dough is ready, we'll put that one side, and I'm going to grease my pan that I'm going to put my tart in. I just put a little bit of margarine, any margarine you use, whichever one. You just grease your pan up nicely. Okay, and then I'll just sprinkle a teensy bit of flour. Okay, so now that my pan is nice and greased, I'm going to take the dough in little sections and start squeezing it into the pan. Make a nice flat base. So like we're building a puzzle. Okay, so we are almost done building the puzzle and putting everything together. I'm going to make it nice and flat. And we are going to leave a portion of our dough for the top. So this piece we'll leave for the top. I'll just put it in the fridge for a bit. And let's get back to making this nice and flat. So I use a fork to just kind of brush it through, make it some form of an even top layer. Okay, so now that this is all nice and flat and even, I'm going to take my apricot jam. Nice and sweet. And I can just, you can either smooth it out if you want to before. I just do it same time onto the tart. So I'm just gonna smooth a nice thick base, or nice thick layer, rather, of apricot jam over the tart dough. Okay, so now that we have a nice thick layer of our apricot jam, you're welcome to use any jam. I mean, if you prefer strawberry jam, whatever type of jam you choose, but I like to have it with apricot jam. Okay, should stop doing this. So once I've added my apricot jam, I am going to put some coconut. We sprinkle a nice generous amount of coconut over the top of the apricot jam. It's gonna be so nice. Okay, so also not too much, also not too little, just the right amount of coconut. Okay, so now our coconut's on, and I took out my dough from the fridge. It's a little bit chilled. So now I'm just gonna grate the excess dough that we have over on the top of my tart. So there's going to be an even layer of dough sprinkles. Okay, so there we're all done. Our tart is all put together nicely. So I put the oven on 180 degrees, and I'm going to bake this tart now for about 15 to 20 minutes. So our tart is all done, so I'm gonna enjoy this delicious Hungarian tart. Guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe and share my videos. Bye.